The world has never been richer than it is today. Global wealth is at an all-time high. Technology is more advanced than ever. Governments talk about record GDP, booming stock markets, and trillion-dollar economies. And yet, millions of people living in the world's richest countries feel like they are falling behind. Paychecks feel smaller, rent feels impossible, groceries feel expensive, healthcare feels unaffordable. So here's the real question. If these countries are so rich, why do their people feel so poor? This isn't an accident, and it's not just inflation. This is the hidden story of modern wealth, and why prosperity no longer feels like prosperity. Let's start with the United States. The US is the richest major economy in the world. It has the most powerful companies, the strongest financial markets, and the world's reserve currency. On paper, America is incredibly wealthy. But for millions of Americans, daily life feels harder than ever. Wages have barely kept up with rising costs. Housing prices have exploded. Healthcare can bankrupt families. The economy looks strong from Wall Street, but fragile from Main Street. When governments say a country is rich, they usually point to GDP. The United States produces over $25 trillion worth of goods and services every year, but GDP measures economic activity, not how people actually live. A country can grow richer while ordinary people struggle more each year. That is exactly what we see today. Since the late 1970s, productivity in the US has continued to rise. Companies became more efficient. Technology transformed industries. But wages stopped growing at the same pace. At the same time, the cost of essentials skyrocketed: housing, education, healthcare. This created a gap between how much people produce and how much they earn. Now look at the other side of the economy. At the very top, wealth has exploded. Billionaires like Elon Musk represent the modern system perfectly. Musk's companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and others, are symbols of innovation, ambition, and technological progress. They create massive value for the economy, but they also show how wealth is concentrated. A single entrepreneur can be worth more than millions of households combined. That doesn't mean innovation is bad. It means the system rewards ownership far more than labor. In the United States, if you own assets, stocks, property, companies, you benefit from economic growth. If you rely only on a paycheck, you struggle to keep up. That's why stock markets hitting record highs don't feel like good news to everyone. For many people, they feel irrelevant. Housing explains this disconnect better than anything else. In cities across the US, homes stopped being places to live. They became investment vehicles. Investors, corporations, and wealthy individuals bought properties for profit. Prices surged, rents followed. A generation ago, one income could buy a home. Today, even two incomes often aren't enough. People work harder than ever, yet own less. Instead of rising wages, the system offered something else: debt, student loans, credit cards, mortgages. Debts became the way to access education, housing, and even basic stability. People didn't earn more, they borrowed more. When interest rates rise, that pressure becomes impossible to ignore. Many blame inflation, but inflation is only part of the story. The deeper issue is that the cost of essentials rises faster than incomes. You can delay buying a new phone, you can't delay rent, food, or healthcare. That constant pressure makes even rich countries feel poor. Globalization made the US richer overall. Companies earned more, consumers got cheaper goods, but workers lost bargaining power. Jobs became insecure, unions weakened, wages stagnated. The economy grew, but the benefits became uneven. So why don't governments fix it? Because the modern system is difficult to change. Raise wages too fast and companies lose competitiveness. Control housing and investors push back. Tax the ultra-wealthy more and capital moves elsewhere. The system rewards mobility, not stability. And ordinary people live with the consequences. There is also a psychological side. In the US, people are surrounded by extreme wealth. Luxury lifestyles on social media, billionaires launching rockets into space. When you constantly see wealth you can't reach, even a decent life can feel inadequate. Feeling behind is enough to feel poor. So, are rich countries like the United States actually poor? No. But wealth is concentrated, insecure, and unevenly shared. People don't fear starvation. They fear falling, losing housing, healthcare, and dignity. A nation can lead the world in innovation, produce figures like Elon Musk, and still leave millions feeling left behind. That is why the world's richest countries feel poor.